The following program is sponsored by The Greek, Ely's Radio Shack dealer at 570 Altman in downtown Ely, and brought to you as a public service by Georgetown Media in Ely, Nevada. Regional Planning Commission meeting, January 19th, 2022.
But he was a real good boy. And he was We've got a border collie healer next right around the Meter Street. We've got a collie out. Yes.
Ninth meeting to order. And Jason, you can lead us in the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I shall add here, before we open the meeting to public comment, we'd like to have a moment of silence to honor our board member, Carol McKenzie, who recently passed away. Okay. We open to public comment. It's open to general public. Any discussion, these comments can be taken on the matter raised under the item agenda will the matter itself have been specifically included in the agenda as an item upon which action will be taken. So, public comment?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, at the last Ely City Council meeting held on January 13th, 2022, I was expressing some ongoing concerns regarding zoning ordinances and selective enforcement. Councilman Allworth commented that I need to stop coming to meetings and presenting pictures of code violations and to man up to file a complaint against those in violation. That is not my job. My family and I have been targeted for so-called code violations for years. As a taxpayer, I help pay for all government entities, city council, county commission, planning commission, police, court system, just to name a few. If I file a complaint, it's going to be against you that are in governing positions. I did not make the rules. I'm not going to go against my friends and neighbors. It appears that Councilman Allworth and others don't mind going after minorities and those that are economically challenged, and he looks away from those that are filthy rich and politically connected. He doesn't want the backlash. He and all those that selectively enforce codes need to resign and stop the discrimination. I'm not, but more than once told you folks that. You need to stop. I remind you that that it took me 30 different attempts to get a building permit to rectify city concern. This commission, excuse me, does this commission allow that, or do you do that to others as well? 30 times to get a damn permit? That's not going to cut it, folks. Mr. Chairman, Planning Commission of the city to date has not addressed city code violations by previous and present members of the Planning Commission, as well as some of the council and county commission. I want to remind you that the city of Ely and White Pine County not selectively enforce the law. They have to be in compliance with federal law, in particular Age Discrimination Act of 1975, the Americans with Disability Act of 1990, and the Civil Rights Act of 1964, Title VI. On May 3rd, 2021, I got a so-called notice of violation on my property, the one that took me numerous attempts to get a building permit, yet nothing's been done to date with Mr. Spear. No proper permit, yet a veteran had to put up a 6-foot fence, get a special use permit for his lot. Mr. Flanders, selective enforcement, vehicles on city right-of-way, dilapidated buildings, selective enforcement. Mr. Allworth.
Time's up, George, thank you.
Well, I need some answers, Mr. Chairman. How many times I gotta keep coming back? I'll be back.
Okay. Any other public comments? Okay, we will go to item A, application for reclassification of property zoning, applicant Sage Brush Management. 2, LLC is requesting the property be changed from C2 General Commercial District to R250 Residential District. Property address and our general location is 1776 Alvin Street, Peter, Nevada. APN is 001-128-05.
This is the public hearing section for anybody else to,
Oh, I'm sorry.
you'll be next.
I'll be notified.
Okay, so open that up for you, Brad.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, committee members. We're requesting a change in zoning because the structure that we occupy as our office was originally built as a residential property. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house with a partially finished basement. The market, and I'm speaking as a realtor in Ely, Nevada now, is terrible for residential properties. We have 8 properties in our multiple listing service. 2 of them are over $49,000. One is at $25,000, which is probably not inhabitable. So we may have 5 on the market right now. This will add another marketable residence to our community. And I want to share that I did drive Altman Street from 1st to 15th and Great Basin Highway from Altman to Highway 6. And there are close to 40 empty, not for sale or not being occupied, commercial buildings in this community. But we have a desperate need for residential properties. I can honestly say, if the zoning changes, we put it on the market, we could probably sell it in a week. Because we're in desperate need of housing in this community. For people at the mine, for the prison, for anybody else that just wants to come into the community and start a business. So I'm requesting that the zoning change be made. It was originally zoned residential. The properties around ours, across the street is commercial. To the west of us is residential, to the north of us is residential. And to the south is another commercial property, but it was built and structured as a home. So I hope you can consider the need for the community and not just me wanting to change the zoning. Any questions?
No, not whatsoever.
I don't know how, Jennifer, you didn't receive any letters from anybody?
I totally agree.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Fred.
Okay, any more input? So this one, I guess, we'll entertain motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
And I'll second that.
Okay, Jason moves, and the seconds, put it to a vote. All those in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously.
Thank you.
That's right.
Is this the second hearing? Is it just one public hearing? It's not 2? Just one, okay.
Can't hear you.
I asked if there was just one public hearing, not two.
Thanks, Brad.
Thanks,
Thanks, Brad, it's good to see you.
Put this on the market, I guarantee it'll be sold.
Find
Bring in
some
more
find some
residential
more.
builders.
We got a new building inspector, so there's hope.
Very nice.
You know
guy.
how the other one was.
Okay. I'd go to item B, discussion for possible action. Approval of a home occupation permit application. Applicant is Kenneth Kirkby, DBA Lazy K Consulting. Type of business is IT consulting. So let's open that up. Public comment at all?
That person's here.
Are you taking public comment?
Oh, okay.
Stand up.
Okay, no public comment, sorry. So, are you in?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you
Come on up.
Step on up.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure I'm here. I got a threatening letter in the mail from Ms. Brew and said to come here. So,
She's very good.
I took my February bath early and everything, so.
I love your shirt, by the way.
Oh,
That's great.
I'm retired. I spent a number of years in the Bay Area working for high-tech companies. When it started taking me 45 minutes to get to work, I decided I was going to run away, moved to St. George, worked for the school district's tech department down there for 17 years, and I retired and bought a shop on G Street that had a house with it, came with it for free, and I just kept getting asked about helping people with IT type problems, conferencing, and so I thought, just to keep it on the up and up, get a business license. And then I got the letter. So, this is me on my best behavior, so, I also do 3D printing services. I'm sure if you're familiar with 3D printers now, there's a bunch of different types, but I had a neighbor who was a mechanical engineer for Bosch Company, and I used to make small parts for him and prototypes and stuff, so.
Wow, that's
That's cool.
really cool.
Mostly it's just action figures now and just stuff that teenagers find cool, but it's out there,
We've
so.
got a really adequate shop for it. I mean, like, it's a good sized shop on your place.
Yeah, you know it,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Yes, that's all I've ever wanted. I grew up in South Spring Valley on a ranch out there, and so I ran away to join the Navy to get the hell out of here. And in their infinite wisdom, they sent me to Fallon, Nevada, to the Naval Air Station for my last year and a half, so. Anyway, I'm back home, and I just thought I would get business.
I think this is a good business to have, especially here. I think a lot of people need help in that area, so I think that's.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're pretty strained for tech here, and any help we can get is great.
Yeah, well, I'm getting business cards sent in for both the 3D printing and this IT services, so,
What generally types of materials on 3D printing? Is it mainly plastics, or is it metal laydowns? Or?
No, mostly just plastics, and excuse me, what they call TPU, which is a flexible. And so what I would make was the flexible parts, like the feet and stuff, for this Bosch engineer when he was coming up with a new mixer design or something
Okay.
like that. Or if you're familiar with the Mandalorian show craze on Apple, I built this spaceship that took me about 3 months, but it was about this big, and I don't know, it was cool.
That's the most important point.
There are
It was
possibilities
cool.
with that, that's just really cool.
Oh, yeah, oh, you have no idea. So, anyway,
Do you have any, you can have like any chemicals or anything like that, or not mech?
No, not that I would use in my business. That would be pure hobby if I have chemicals lying around, yeah. But I don't.
And then most of your business would probably be where you go to somebody's house or do their stuff, so you're not gonna have increased traffic, right?
Nope, no, I gotten a phone call from Dr. Willis helped me out when he was straightening my back out. So I helped him out and I went out to the Learning Bridge and set up a new conferencing system for them.
Very cool.
It's-
Great.
Anyway,
Well, we're very happy that you're back home again.
yeah, I'm actually going around and apologizing to everybody that I still know and so once that's over, I can start new, now that I've made amends.
I don't have any other questions.
I don't have any questions either.
I move to approve.
Okay, we've got a motion to approve from Andy.
Go ahead.
Jen-
I'll second.
Aaliyah seconds. We'll put that to a vote then. All those in favor of approval, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously, Kenneth.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you, Kenneth.
Congratulations.
That and my library card in one day.
Okay, we'll go on to item C, regarding the adoption of uniform building and zoning codes with the city. Do we have any inputs from anybody on that?
I don't have anything at this time.
Nothing here either. Okay, and notwithstanding, we'll go on to item D. Discussion possible action, approval of minutes from Regional Planning Commission meeting held December 15th. I went over it, I couldn't see anything. Of course, we don't have Eagle Eyes Mackenzie here to check it out for us, but so I did the best I could. Anybody spot anything?
I didn't see anything that stood out, and most of the long meeting last night. Yes, sir. But, yeah, I'm missing our spell checker here.
Yeah.
Anyways, no, I don't see anything.
I didn't see anything either.
Okay. So, have a motion to approve the minutes then? Okay, Andy moves to approve.
I'll second that.
Jason seconds. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Minutes are approved. We'll move on to last item, which is again public comment.
Lori,
Yes,
were you going?
no,
Oh, I didn't want to interrupt you.
you weren't.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, I left off with Councilman Allworth, non-compliance, one location in Ely, another one out in the county. When he came after me on my property, again, 30 attempts to get a building permit, and yet on Avenue C, nothing's been done today. I know who owns it, I'm not gonna go against those people. Same here. Another property on Avenue C. Avenue B goes to the railroad park. Attractive nuisance, broken windows, no fencing. Horses in the city limits. I gave you when it was discussed that horses were not in the city limits. Again, Mr. Chairman, you need to follow up on that. RVs throughout the city. I came to get a permit, nothing. Yet these others, no permit that I've seen anywhere. And I attend a lot of meetings, a lot more than all of you guys combined, and yet I'm refused. That needs to stop. Again, more. Mackenzie's have yet to address the sidewalk minimum requirements, ADA, down in London. Mr. Chairman, I've asked on more than one occasion for a complete list of properties, individuals that have been permitted to park RVs on private lots or in onto city streets while living in them. Still nothing. Yet when I asked, I'm still waiting. I get 2 citations, $355 if I don't evict my tenants, which I did. Across the street from City Councilman Carson, 100 feet away from maybe Jim Allworth. RV, bugged in, been there for a couple months now. No permit, city street, yeah, we're worried about Old George. Mr. Chairman, on December 15th, your meeting, I talked about the chip seal project on Avenue D. Still no ADA compliance, no curb, gutter, sidewalk requirements. Again, either we have rules and regulations or we don't. I also talked about Bryce Craycraft bringing his concerns in regards to what the former building inspector, Brad Christensen, made him do, that he had to sign a document that he would install curb and gutter before he got a certificate of occupancy. Others within 50 feet to 100 feet to the same area, I want that letter. I want the selective enforcement to stop. And it's all on all of you folks' shoulders.
Time's up, George, thank you.
I need some answers. I'm not gonna let this go forever. Also, you need not an answering machine, a sound system. County paid thousands of
We were
dollars.
just discussing that and
Can I-
everything at the beginning of the meeting, George, your time's up, thank you.
Time's up.
Any other public comment? Okay. In that case, do I hear a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make that motion to adjourn.
Okay, Jason moves. Leah seconds. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? We are adjourned. I mean, at the beginning of the meeting, well, happy drywalling.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
This has been a Georgetown production. George Chachis reporting.